Hey guys, it's Beaver. Merry Christmas. This is Christmas Eve when I'm recording this. I was going to live stream, but I really just have a lot to do today, but I did want to get out these couple of videos. And this one is another horror story from CPS, potentially. So, it says CPS did welfare check on 3-year-old girl the day before she died from alleged abuse. There was apparently some torture involved also. This one's pretty bad. Let's take a listen. Let's see.
And even more appalling, we've now learned Child Protective Services did a welfare check on Trinity the very day before she died, and they discovered injuries, but still chose not to remove her.
To me, it looked like healing from like two black eyes. It was two.
As mother to a friend of 3-year-old Trinity Chandler, Ashley Brown is speaking out to expose facts. She says she reported to state police and Child Protective Services, including these pictures she gave us of multiple bruises on Trinity's face. Injuries the child allegedly suffered at the hands of Samuel Lester Smart, the boyfriend of Trinity's mother.
October is when I made the report with...
Is it, I mean, at some point as women and mothers, caregivers, you know, like, there's certain things that are in men's DNA, there's certain things that are in women's DNA. What is going on with women to where they will allow a boyfriend, husband, father, baby daddy, it doesn't matter. What happened to women just being so complicit to abuse like this? Regardless of her being abused, regardless of any of this. And a lot of times in these cases, the woman will abuse the child with the man. What is going on? What is happening to our women?
Michigan State Police for the incident on the face. It was a couple months prior that I had seen her with marks under her eyes. It was obvious abuse. They could have at least taken her and had her stay somewhere safe until their investigation was over.
Are you asking the court to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, ma'am.
During a virtual arraignment, the 29-year-old showing no emotion and giving short answers, as he's charged with child abuse and torture, which carries a maximum life sentence. Even more alarming, a detective says they found video evidence that proves what took place.
I discussed with you earlier that there was a video.
Michigan State Police say Smart is the prime suspect in Trinity's death. Sources confirm the young girl suffered bruises and internal bleeding after being left alone with Smart at Groveland Manor Mobile Home Park in Groveland Township.
There's been multiple CPS investigations and reports between Mr. Smart and 3-year-old Trinity Chandler. There is an active, open child abuse investigation that's being investigated by troopers and detectives here at the...
Look at this baby's face. Why is the mother not charged? I'm so sick of seeing this. There'll be other people in the home. There'll be other people aware of the abuse. I don't give a shit if it's the mother, the uncle, the brother. I don't care who it is. Whoever is in the home, whoever's aware of the abuse, they're just as guilty. Her sentence should be just as stiff as his. 1,000%. I don't care. You're not that complicit. You're not that, I didn't know. Oh, you knew. Bitch, you knew.
The Metro North Post. CPS actually showed up to do a welfare check with Trinity on Friday, where they observed injuries to her, but they didn't feel they had enough to remove her from that place at that time.
Part of a statement, a spokesperson for Child Protective Services saying this is a terrible tragedy, and they offer their condolences to the family and friends of the child.
Just throwing this out there, but condolences don't bring back the child. I have watched multiple videos of people's children being removed out of the home for CPS. I meant for weed from CPS, for marijuana. But y'all can see physical abuse on this child. Consistent physical abuse for months. But y'all didn't have enough evidence. Y'all didn't have enough evidence.
They say they're committed to the job of protecting children and families, but can't comment due to an ongoing investigation.
Oh, I know.
Now, an autopsy is still being performed, and more charges are expected soon. In the meantime, Smart remains at the Oakland County Jail, awaiting his next court appearance on January 4th. Simon Shaquette, 7 Action News.
So, this is...
Streaming tomorrow on Disney.
So it's so ridiculous to me. And this is what they're going to do too. I guarantee you, since the baby died, they're going to gag order the whole complaint. I almost guarantee it. Because this is what happens. This is exactly what happens in cases like this. Same thing happened with Evelyn Boswell. Same thing happened with Olivia Jansen. Who was it? I'm pretty sure. I think that's what happened with Adrian. There are so many of these cases. Let's say there's a complaint. They deal with the complaint. Everything's fine. You know, everything's fine. Everybody's compliant until the child goes missing or dies. And then immediately the CPS records are sealed. And then because now, well, like what they've done with Olivia Jansen's case, they combined the criminal complaint with the CPS complaint. So, therefore, you can't unseal it because it's still an ongoing investigation. Even though I would imagine the CPS portion of it's closed. But now you have the criminal portion because there was a death, child injury resulting in death. So, I guarantee it would not, let me say this, it would not shock me at all if that's what happened to this beautiful baby. Now, I want you to take a good look at this baby's face. I've never seen bruises on a child's face or anywhere else that were just natural, that were this bad. They had this evidence months before the child died. This photo they had months before the child died in one of their original complaints. This seems at least at best enough to put the child with another family member. You know, it's not like you're saying, snatch the kid from the home or go put her with strangers. No, if there's other people in the family, those are options. I can't remember exactly what they're called. I know in the case of Brianna and Journey, which is dealing with CPS, but different circumstances. But they had 10 placements for her child. And the CPS was like, no, they didn't choose any of them. No, they went with a completely outside source. And what my guess would be, you know, monetary reasons. I mean, that whole situation is really ugly with Brianna and Journey. There's the situation with Brad Lamb and his babies, which is also different. These babies were taken out of the home for no reason. False allegations is why these babies were taken out of the home. And now these families have to spend another Christmas, a minute, a day away from their child again. For false allegations. For no proof of abuse. None. No proof. No proof. Years, months, days, hours of litigation. Thousands and thousands of dollars. No proof. Now, this baby was seen the day before she died. That she had bruising, but it wasn't enough evidence. I challenge anybody that ever watches this video to ask yourself, why is this situation, why can't they get it right? Why are there so many imbalances with our family court, with our CPS, DCFS? Why are there so many imbalances? Well, I'm going to tell you one reason. It's because there's so much corruption. There's so much, there is, in some counties that the workers are tapped out. You know, and this just happened, so maybe they didn't want to, you know, pursue anything before the holiday. You know, who knows? Who knows? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. None of that's going to bring this baby back. As a community, as a society, we have voices we can lift up for these little sweet babies that don't have a choice. And for the families that are without their children right now, for no reason, there's no evidence, there's no proof. In fact, like in Brad's case, he complained about abuse from the other parent. And he lost the kids. Make that make sense. Make that make sense that these babies are still with the abuser. Same thing with Journey. She got abused while she's in foster care. And the real parents are left to pick up the pieces if they ever get the chance to have the children back in their home. What is really going on? What is really going on? Why did this precious baby, Trinity, she's with God, and we just say prayers, and I want to say a special prayer to the families right now that are good families, good parents who are fighting for their children. And please, as a voice, as a community, let's rise up, because let's help these families. Let's get the word out about all these imbalances in CPS, so that maybe this won't happen to a Brad or a Brianna. While their kids are while they have been taken out of home for no reason, let's pray that these babies get back home before something happens, before something else happens. Sorry, I'm going on a little bit. This story really bothers me. They all bother me, but this one's really bad. And CPS and lack thereof. Anyways, y'all know CPS is the bane in my craw, and I even understand the tapped out system. I get all that, but this should never happen. I don't care how tapped the system. I don't care how. There's no excuse I'll ever accept. But it's not my kid. It's not my loved one. It's not my family member, and I wasn't this child. So it doesn't really matter to me. But what does matter is that we as a community, as a people, we can speak for these babies. It's so sad. I also want to say, please go check out AFC. I could mail. Let's see, Chicago. There's so many outlets. Chris Thorne's, Full One Now. There's so many people that talk about child abuse, CPS, activating or being an advocate for kids, not activating, advocating for kids. Let's just pull together as a community, and let's just be the change, because this ain't cutting it. This baby deserves so much more. Merry Christmas, y'all.